Dedication.
You're a San Diego resident all week, huh?
I was. I love San Diego. We got more fights there.
How was it?
It was great. Well, I got in early to see Canelo's press conference. Every now and then I have a fun little back and forth with Canelo Alvarez. He seems to think I throw some fastballs his way. The thing is with Canelo, he's the best fighter in the world. I hope if he sees this, he knows I'm saying that. But
he's a consistent viewer, so he'll see.
He is. I'm sure. We know he watched Ant.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Give Henry to maybe.
So
he is, yeah.
okay, but he no.
Wave to him.
Yeah.
What's up?
Saúl?
Canelito, el rey,
Okay.
el mejor, número uno de México del mundo.
Yeah.
That's right.
Crowd seemed to appreciate him yesterday. But
That's
yeah, go
right.
ahead.
Hey, I love
Crowd went crazy. He could have been like, he could have said anything, and they were just like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "Man, you guys are feeling this way about Triple G fight again." But go ahead. So
No,
you throw some fastballs.
so
at him.
we know the Bivol and the Golovkin fights are official, and again, it's kind of like Floyd, where you're fighting Robert Guerrero, you're fighting Marcos Maidana, you're fighting Victor Ortiz. These guys are ranked atop the division; they're world champions, but we want that Pacquiao fight.
But
we want that Canelo fight, which he eventually gave us. And I think Canelo will eventually give said fight I'm asking for, the fans are asking for. So I asked him about Benavidez and I made sure to ask the question, Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather say this is the best fight.
Not Shawn Zittel.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a
Who
little
cares?
more weight. Yeah.
Right. Then even, so Floyd fought you before, whatever, maybe conflict of interest there. But Mike Tyson has nothing against you. He loves Canelo.
Yeah.
So Antonio Margarito after last night's fight, I want to see Benavidez. So I asked him, do you want the Benavidez fight? He goes, I don't care. I don't care what Mike Tyson wants. I don't care what you want. I don't care what Floyd Mayweather wants. These guys need to do something. And he's right. They do in the meantime, especially now that he's booked. But and I said, well, you're going to get the fight in at some point before you retire. He's, maybe. Sure. Go away.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's just the fight. That's the number one fight I want to see Canelo in. I know you picked Bivol last week, but I went back and watched Bivol after that. I saw his fights with Craig Richards and Umar Salamov. These are guys that scream, go to the body. They're tall, thin guys, and he wouldn't go downstairs at all.
Keeping in the tuck.
Right, he's
like,
saving it.
Oh, I really don't know how to go to the body. First round, he's going to come out there.
And so I just think Canelo...
You heard it. Right
Do it again.
Oh, damn, that might be a soundbite for the British.
So I just see him as it's a good fight. Triple G's a good fight, but I feel like we know Canelo's going to win.
Triple G is not a good fight.
It's the Floyd effect. It's no secret. Like his game changed after fighting Floyd. It was supposed to change after he fought Floyd. It's no disrespect to Canelo saying, hey, you got better after you fought Floyd.
Of course.
I think a lot of people say that now, that, hey, you're better because of Floyd. The thing is how you say it to Canelo or how you say it in general, how you present that. He got better after fighting Floyd.
Because of who he is already. He allowed himself to get better.
Yeah,
I think the way, when you said the way people word it, if you're like, yeah, Floyd made you better.
Right.
Then you're taking away from Canelo.
Well, it also wasn't this overnight thing. Yeah. It was like that was the start. And then he got better and better and better and better.
Right. It's been stair steps.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Open mind.
As it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But now, I think from a business standpoint, when he fought Floyd, you watch Floyd's career after Canelo fought Floyd. I think Canelo's like, hey, I'm in Floyd's position now. I'm gonna do things the way Floyd did them.
Yeah.
And it's like I told you at breakfast just yesterday. You can try to do things the way that Floyd did them, but once it's been done, people are going to pick up and see what's going on. And the things, if they liked it, they'll like it. Yeah. But if they had some discrepancy, some things that they didn't really appreciate, they're going to pick that out immediately and say, hey, you're trying to do what Floyd did to us, and we don't want to see that. You know what I mean? So while he's picking the fights that he wants to pick, from my experience being a professional, I'm like, I say, hey, he's earned the right to do that. That's what we've seen and that's what we've learned.
Isn't that always the case, though, with the top dog?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the precedent that's been set.
That's the precedent that's been set.
Because I've heard, no, precedent, not the president.
Precedent. That's what I said. The P's.
But the...
Come on, man.
Because I've heard Floyd say numerous times, like when he fought De La Hoya, he wore the gloves De La Hoya made him wear. He took the purse that he got. Fought at the weight that he didn't want to fight at.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the top dog makes the rules.
Yeah.
I thought about it and I was like, who really started? Because some people would say actually Sugar Ray Robinson started it. He'd make sure the money got bigger right before he got in the ring. But I think what really started it, when I tracked it back, I think it was what Ray Leonard did to Marvin Hagler started this. It was, they were supposed to fight in 84 and 85. No, yes. And I actually tried to pin it back and it didn't even start with Floyd. It actually kind of started with Sugar Ray Leonard there in the mid to late 80s.
Hey, for us, it started with Floyd.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
so we don't.
age. Yeah, and I think that goes for really any sport that you can dictate something. If you're the top dog, there's a free agent right now. I assure you, they're gonna say. I mean, look at LeBron. LeBron, best player of all time, in my opinion. If he goes to
He's from Ohio.
yeah, of course. If he goes to so is Steph Curry, but if he goes to a team, he's going to say, hey,
For 2 days?
if I come here, I want this, and this. Trade this guy. Not really feeling this guy. So any sport, if you're the top guy, you're gonna dictate the rules. That's how it goes.
I do.
That's how the king stays the king.
I do kind of wish everyone took the De La Hoya route. And De La Hoya
We
was,
talked about that yesterday. Too.
I gotta get. He was the all-time fan friendly. Like I'll fight him. What fight do you guys want? You want that fight? I'm gonna give you that fight. That was Oscar every time. But I mean, and Ali as well. But
I don't
Shawn
know.
Porter, some would say.
yeah,
I was gonna say I don't know for a fact, but for me, everything kind of fell the way I needed it to, wanted it to, and the way the fans needed it to and wanted it to. Maybe it happened that way for Oscar, where Oscar didn't really have to look left or right because the money was right, the opponent was right, everything was kind of happening the way that it needed to.
For sure.
It worked out for me that way. While I wanted the best fights, the biggest fights, obviously the biggest money, I was getting the best in the ring with me, and it was like it kind of all happened for me where I wanted what was being given to me, and not too many fighters like. I don't know if Canelo wants Triple G, but Triple G is being given to him
at a nice price.
At a nice price, which probably gives
that was his first. So he, like I said, the crowd, and we'll kind of go back in order of the events. But so he's in the ring. Chris Mannix is interviewing him, and the first answer regarding Triple G was pretty much, it was included in the deal. It was a great deal. Is what it is. And then Mannix follows up and says, "Was it still personal?" I feel like, and I was like, okay, I have to say it at this point. Like,
Nah, it's not. You don't have to see this fight.
He was like,
it's not that
I
serious.
answered honestly the first time, but you're pressing me and you want me to say it. So yes, it's so personal. I hate that guy.
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG, Ant with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.